Beats by Dallas, make it hurt.
Ladies and gentlemen, yes, sir, we are here. We're in the building. I just started probably need to get Ric Flair music. That's what I need, Ric Flair music. I just, as I rise through the smoke, hope I don't choke through, all this stuff. But, welcome. Everybody, welcome to the one and the only. This is the Big Time Show podcast that is being seen and heard live as we speak on different channels. My Facebook page, the Big Time Show page, is being seen, and it is being seen now live on the Big Time Show YouTube page. It is on the Big Time Show Twitter page, and it is also on Twitch live right now, but it's on so many other things. I am presently sharing right now with so many groups that I can't even name. I'm at least on 40 groups right now that I'm sharing this content with. Those of you that are here, I would hope that you would do me the honor of sharing my little show with whoever else that you might want to share with. Cowboy fan, Cowboy hater, in-between fan, whatever you want to say. I hope that you would just think about just pushing that share button. If you're not going to do that, it's cool. But what you can do is hit that like button. If you're on Facebook, you can hit that that like button or heart button, whichever one you want to do. Also, if you're on YouTube, you can hit that heart button. I need everybody to start the party off right. Let's go ahead and hit it at least about 25 times. I've explained this to you guys why I asked for that. It won't cost you a dime, without a doubt. It won't cost you anything. But what it does, it helps this show get put into faces that usually don't watch it because the algorithm just catches on and says something like, and I'm paraphrasing, like, something going on with this show. We may need to, put this into some different faces here. And when that happens, of course, the show grows. The show gets suggested to others. And of course, that grows the show. You guys have done that for me, and the system works. The show grows. So I appreciate everything that you guys have done. And on today, we're here once again, talk Cowboys football. That's what we're here for. However, we can't talk about Cowboys football. Y'all remember the old, for those of you that are old enough to remember, do you remember the old musical opening to Monday Night Football with Hank Williams Jr.? Y'all remember it. You remember he said, are you ready for some football? A Monday night party. This is old Hank, and let's get the party started. The key thing was he asked, are you ready for some football? I'm ready for it, but unfortunately, I don't know if the Cowboys are ready. I'm not sure. And before I get really crunk up, let me go ahead and speak to everybody that is here, or at least that have said something. Mr. Joe, what's up? Ty, what's up? Eastside, I already knew you were gonna be here. Greg, yes sir. Shane, yes sir. You know, I haven't seen. What is that? Shane, did you just send something? Oh, okay. I don't know what that means. I see a highlighted star, Shane, by your name. Oh, that's a pin. Okay. I made a mistake and did that. I know why. You didn't do anything. That's on my end. Okay, I got it. Hello to everybody that's popping in. Hello to those who haven't spoken yet. Appreciate all y'all popping in on me for giving me a few moments of your time. Let's go ahead and rock, because I don't think I'm gonna be here long, because I'm just starting. For those that just came in, the question is, are you ready for some football? And hey, what's up, Marcus? I see you. Appreciate you popping in, brother. I don't know. I don't know if the Cowboys are ready. Now, if y'all think y'all gonna come in here and get some watered down East Side, you don't run nothing. This well, I don't know. You don't run nothing over here, so I don't. You might run somewhere else, but you don't run this one. And so let's get that straight. You don't run. The only thing you run is, I guess if you say you run your mouth, you good. You got that. If you want to keep mess up in the chat, that's only if people allow you to get under their skin. You don't get under mine, because Richard Pryor said it best. The man with the microphone got the power. I got the power. So, I ain't gonna never block you, but you don't run nothing over here, because we don't talk Houston, Texas stuff. I mean, I don't know how many times I keep saying it. Just, you don't get it. But anyway, what's going on? No, you good, Michael. Don't get frustrated. He is literally, and I'm not insulting Eastside when I say this, but let's just say that he has the characteristics of a literal troll. I'm not trying to insult him. I'm just saying, if you were to put the word troll and then say, put a face up, and when we say a cowboy troll, there is none greater than Eastside Hair. It's just a man that shows up on every Cowboy podcast. Every one of them. All the brothers. All of them. He shows up on everyone waving the same flag, talking about absolutely nothing. Just a cowboy troll. And on time for every show. He probably the first one in the chat box. So that tells you he has everybody's live notification on his phone. And he hits it. As soon as he see it, he come in. And it also tells you as many Cowboy content creators are on that he participates in, there is no way that he is even watching his own team. Because he stay on our team. So he is the true definition of a Cowboy troll. That's what he is. That's what he is. He knows more about our team than he knows about his team. Because he gets all the quality information from some of the, well, I feel, this is my personal opinion, that my brothers and even some sisters are some of the best content creators going today. When you look at all the people that I affiliate with, and we all kind of in the same, all in the same kind of group. You see us all on other shows, and if we haven't been on other shows, we all know somebody. I was just on the show yesterday with West and Jay Tuck. Well, I've never been on the show with Jay Tuck, but Jay Tuck know who I am, and obviously I know who he is. That was established in the show. So we all kind of run in the same circles. And Eastside is on every show. Reason why I know, because I support, when I can, my brothers that are in it. And every time I look at it, he right there, just trolling and waving the Houston Texans flag like we really about to talk about him. I mean, it's going to be incredible. The only thing I would say about Eastside when it comes to the Texans is this. Y'all on schedule this year. Don't hide when we beat y'all brains out in Dallas. That's all I'm going to tell you. You going to be the first one I'm looking for. I'm going to tell you that right now. With C.J. Stroud and all, that's what you like, C.J. Stroud, 1 year wonder so far. Reason why I say a 1 year wonder, because he ain't had a round 2 yet, so we don't know if we don't know. Shoot, I can't wait. We'll see where we at, but let's we got business to take care of today, y'all. Yeah, we got to find one, Marcus. I'm sorry, I saw you comment. And let me say this for those that, because once y'all get going in there, I did not put it on there. Okay, but I'll do this. Y'all see the chat in y'all phone, so I can do this. Thank you. I do, Michael Nelson. I don't know you, Michael Nelson. Have you been with me before? If not, welcome to the show. Appreciate you popping in. And if I'm wrong, I apologize for not seeing you earlier. But I do have a Cash App, and there it is right there. Just in case you can't read that, it's right there at the bottom. It's Cash App, $ the Big Time Show. I'm going to leave it there. $ the Big Time Show. $ the Big Time Show. That is the Cash App. All right. Let's talk about, obviously, what everybody has talked about. Let me ask y'all this, and this is opinionated. This is not the facts. It's a question. Okay. Now, I've been a Cowboy fan since 1977. Okay. And I know over the years between 1977 and now, we've had some very good teams. We've had some great teams. We had some pretty good teams that didn't, accomplish the goal that was set. And we've always had drama in Dallas in the offseason. It never fails, whether it was arrest, whether it was, I mean, if you're a Cowboy fan, you understand what I'm saying. To have I appreciate you, Michael. Thank you. We usually have, well, let me put it this way. A drama-free offseason is something that the Cowboys are just not used to. Predominantly, a Cowboys offseason that is zero drama or nothing really going on That's not us. Now I'm quite sure every other team can testify and say the same thing, but I don't cover other teams, so I really don't know what other teams do. But the idea of a team, you got a whole bunch of grown men who have high testosterone and all that, it's virtually impossible for 50, 60 men to be purely innocent during the off season. What's up, man, Cowboy fan? That's one of the brothers I was talking about. It's impossible. Now we don't know that as Cowboy fans because we really don't pay attention to other teams, or at least we don't highlight other teams. We just don't highlight it like we highlight the Cowboys, because this is what, at least I can speak for me. This is what I kind of do. I just concentrate on the Cowboys. If I hear stuff from my other team, it's gonna be through the 4-letter networks and the 3-letter networks. Because if I was doing an NFL show, then I would have to do a lot of research and time and kind of cover everybody. Which really ain't a bad idea, to be honest with you. Now that I say that, Angry Cowboy, you hear me when I say that? Oh, I don't think I'm gonna be long today, Angry Cowboy fan. I ain't sending it out to nobody, to be honest with you. Yeah, I didn't do that. But I think about that. I've always been told when I start off, you need to cover more than just Cowboys, because you're limiting yourself with your show. But I ain't got that kind of time, y'all, to be investigating, seeing what's going on with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, come on, man. I'm sorry. That's just not me. I'm a Cowboy fan. What's up, Terry? How you doing, bro? So, and y'all, I would hardly ever get to the Cowboys, to be honest with you, because every team we just don't know about because we don't cover them. Every team got some type of drama. Even we'll just use Eastside Harold's team. There's something going on in Houston that we just don't know about. It may not be as severe as what we getting ready to talk about in just a second. You see what I'm saying? But it's something. It ain't all positive. It's just no way. It's no way. It's no way. No way. That every team is scot-free except the Dallas Cowboys. So here's what I'm saying, and I appreciate everybody coming in. Hey, appreciate everybody. I hope that those are coming in. Hit that like button or that heart button or share the content. You can do it all. I see my brother. You got a lot of fans in here, don't you, Angry Cowboy fan? My brother Popular, man. I told y'all. I told you it wasn't no joke. I told you when we sent people to, if just in case you didn't know, I told you he was a bad boy. I told y'all that. Now y'all understand. I'm gonna have to bring him on. We're gonna have to schedule that, Angry Cowboy fan. Maybe Monday night if you're available. If you're available, just hit me on my phone or inbox and then let me know. If you're available on Monday evening at 7:00 Central Time. They'll let me know. All right. I can't get to know football. See what I'm saying? Thank you, Shane. See, Shane gives here's a little drama, not as like ours, but it's drama. Y'all see what he said? He said Kansas City, the world champion. They are talking about moving the franchise to Kansas. That's drama. That's drama. That's affects especially a fan base like the Kansas City Chiefs, especially right there in Arrowhead, where they have been for God knows how long, since the 60s. That's drama. You got season ticket holders right there and stuff. That's drama. It ain't like the Cowboy drama, but it's drama. It's news. See what I'm saying? If I had an all NFL show, I would do a little block on that right there. See what I'm saying? So it's high drama. But let me ask y'all, since we concentrate on the Cowboys so much, let me ask y'all this. And I guess this is where we'll kick it off. Have y'all ever seen an offseason where you are witnessing slowly but surely the self-destruction of a football team before they even hike the football? Have you ever seen it before? Not like, I mean, everything this offseason, with the exception of maybe Eric Kendricks being signed, the middle linebacker. Other than him and primarily the 2 draft picks of Tyler Guyton, the left tackle from Oklahoma, and Cooper Beebe, the guard or center from Kansas State. Other than those 3 things, everything else has either been a question mark or high drama. We ended last year with drama. I ain't even talking about the loss to Green Bay. I'm talking about after the game was over with. Michael Parsons, not Michael Parsons. Hey, Metris, I see you. DeMarcus Lawrence gets on the 4-letter network and says we were tired. Y'all remember that? That is almost the first nugget of controversy. As soon as the Green Bay game was over, that was the first one. I think I'm right. I think that was the first initial off-season drama because the players and the coaches had to answer for that, in which Michael Parsons, of course, said something totally different than DeMarcus Lawrence, which adds or throws another log on the fire. See what I'm saying? And it has been one chapter of controversy after another. So much so that my first initial, I guess, interaction with the angry Cowboy fan was that he appreciated the points I was making, but then in one show he said to me, he said, man, is there anything positive that you can leave me? And I respect that. Got a $2 super. I got a super chat here from Terry. Yeah. He said Hooker ain't good enough to talk trash. Okay, we're gonna get to that in just a second. Y'all know I gotta let this thing build first. Okay. He says, that's what a Cowboy fan said to me. He said, like, hey man, I appreciate everything you did because what you saying ain't wrong now. And I appreciate it. And you make some valid points and I like it so much, I'm gonna hang with you some more. I'm gonna subscribe to your channel and all that kind of stuff. This is what a Cowboy fan did. This is how we met. But he said, man, can you look, I heard you talk for almost an hour and a half now. Leave me something good here, because I'm about positivity. I respected that. But my God, I can't get to the positivity now, because every time I try to get to something good, I get another chapter between the days that I'm on. Then when I got my little downtime, then when I come back on, I got another chapter that we got to talk about. See what I'm saying? Now, Y'all already know what, since y'all Cowboy fans like me, and since some of y'all are, and since most of you guys have your notifications on your phones for Cowboy news, you already know what I'm talking about. You already know. The latest chapter of one of the worst off seasons that I can remember. One of the worst off seasons, and whatever angle you want to look at, from free agency to even some of the draft was good, but it was loaded with a little controversy because of what we didn't get. You see what I'm saying? Then you get to Coach McCarthy. Ain't nobody signed. Dak ain't signed. CD ain't signed. Michael Parsons, who really ain't worried about him being signed right now, but next year, that's when his drama will begin. We got 39 players on 1-year deals. We got a whole coaching staff on 1-year deals. This is all we got this offseason. Oh, I forgot. Y'all happy that Zeke came back. That's controversial too, because a lot of y'all thinking we got Zeke back, but y'all thinking we getting the 2016 version of Zeke. That ain't the case. What you getting is the guy that is trying to impress you in his Instagram videos, doing all that hollering and grunting and jump cutting against air. You see what I'm saying? And he does that, and everybody go crazy, drink the Kool-Aid, and say, "Oh my God, Zeke looks so flexible. Oh my God, look, he's quick. Oh my God, he's doing all that." Unfortunate part is you don't never see that in the game. You ain't seen that in the game in years. You have spurts. I give him that. He had a couple spurts in New England last year. I give him that. But he ain't 16 version. So, and he's also the back that only gonna get the ball probably between 12 and 14 times a game. That's it. We ain't getting the 16 version where he can carry 24, 23 times and like a bulldozer, 24. No. This is the reality Zeke. So while y'all getting excited and it's a good feel-good story, that was the only positive thing. Dak got his best friend back. So if you want to count that as the positive, that's fine. That is true. Dak is probably the happiest man in the world. He got his best friend back, and Ezekiel Elliott back on the team. Okay, I'll give you that one. Everything else been just janky, man. It's almost like, man, please get training camp started, because then finally we can talk about some football. I got a feeling we ain't gonna be, and even on that, it's like I keep telling y'all, all this stuff that's going on. Man, look, can y'all, if you're a Cowboy fan, you know what the first day of Oxnard is. It's the big day where the media meets Jerry, Steven, Coach McCarthy, and Will McClay. They all sit up there and ask questions. Well, they've been silent because they all on vacation and all that kind of stuff. The press ain't going to be able to ask questions about football. No way. Because look at all what they got to cover. They got to cover what we've been covering all year, all this offseason. Who going to get paid? When they going to get paid? You're on a 1-year deal. Coaching staff on a 1-year deal. I mean, God almighty. This is what they're going to be asked. Ain't nobody asking about the football field yet. Nothing. I mean, it's unbelievable. So, and this, what we talking about today, is going to be asked about too. Okay? So it got to be talked about. And my take may be different than, with all due respect to the content creators here, Angry Cowboy fan, and whoever else may be in here or may listen to this later on. Everybody has their own show, which means they have their own take. And here's the part. Nobody is wrong. It's just that we may see things differently, and it's okay. That's what keeps everybody. If everybody's saying the same thing, then it wouldn't be no sense of looking at everybody. You just find one person and you just watch that. If you know that angry Cowboy fan gonna say the same thing I'm saying, there's no sense of looking at both of us. You know what we're gonna say. But it's because angry Cowboy fan may have a different perspective than me. Doesn't necessarily mean that he's right and I'm wrong, or it doesn't mean that I'm right and he's wrong. It just gives you another angle to how to look at the situation. With that being said, let me go and give you my 2 cents on all of this. First of all, this is me. I don't have time to be trying to redo things after I already said it. You understand what I'm saying? See, if I put it out there the first time where it's plain and simple to understand, I'm not coming back to try to put lipstick on a pig just so everybody can feel good, or I can die down things that need to be, things that I said previously. I'm talking about Malik Hooker now. Because here's the truth. By now, everybody knows what he said. What I got up there highlighted right above me is part of it. I don't know if you can see it or not, but if not, I will read it to you. What that is saying is, this is a quote from the podcast that Malik Hooker was on with Keyshawn Johnson. And this is what he said. He said, "Are you caring about the crowd that's watching your podcast," talking about Michael Parsons, "or caring about the success of our team and the Super Bowl we're trying to reach?" Ladies and gentlemen, that's plain and simple to understand. You're questioning his, can I say it like this? You're questioning his football manhood. You're presenting the idea that football is not number one, or you're questioning it. You're questioning that. You also question it, which then also says that there's a possibility that you can be considered selfish. Because what he's saying is there are some of us out here that are busting our butts, trying our best to be a world champion. Wow. There's a question from a teammate, another fellow starting player on the defense, who says, we not on the same page. See, this is where the podcasters get different. See, I'm saying we're not on the same page. Just that quote, I done gave you about 3-4. Angry Cowboy fan gonna come with his show, and he gonna say probably something totally different than mine. You just got to figure out, is it what he's saying? What we're saying is matches. See what I'm saying? Not with each other, but does it match this quote? Because Michael Parsons last year at the offseason was questioned about the same thing. His podcast. And here we are a few months later, and we still got the same question. Now it done infected the team. And here's the common sense thing. If y'all believe that Malik Hooker is the only one thinking like this, see, the reason why I know it's the truth, because there's a whole lot of people right here in this chat right now who've been saying the same thing that Malik Hooker said. We've been saying the same thing. Whether it was during the offseason or not. Me personally, I don't have a problem with him having his own podcast. Shoot, everybody else got one. Why not him? Fine, I don't have a problem with Michael Parsons having it. And to add more pressure, whether you guys know it or not, he really can't hide or run from it, because part of his deal with Bleacher Report is, do you guys know that Michael Parsons is the president of the Bleacher Report? Did y'all know that? Well, you know it now. He is the president of Bleacher Report. Man, he he can't run from it. He can't. He's that involved in at least the media. Just because he's the president, does that mean he had to have a show? No, it does not. But he runs a company. He's the president. Well, he's not the owner, but he's the president of Bleacher Report. I would assume that is probably was part of his deal, just to get his show on there. I would think that probably was it. You understand what I'm saying? So he's in the media. The only problem I had with Michael Parsons is all this lovey-dovey, shake hands, hug with what I consider the enemies. I'm not bringing Jordan Love on my show where he get to laugh and giggle right after we done lost the playoff game to him. I can't do that. I had a problem him holding hands with CJ Stroud all this summer. I don't, and some of y'all gonna be saying, well, there's nothing wrong with that. And you're right, but I just don't like it. That's me. I come from the part of Ray. Ray Lewis didn't shake hands. Ray Lewis didn't do all this. I understand it was a different time and there wasn't no podcast back then. But Ray Lewis, they look, that's the era I come from. And Ray Lewis is my favorite football player. That's right, a Dallas Cowboy fan. His favorite player all time is not a Dallas Cowboy. Yeah, that's me. Ray Lewis was my favorite football player of all time. I ain't never seen him shake hands with any Pittsburgh Steelers player. He respected them, but no. All this flying together and shake, I got a problem with it. I also had a problem, as Shane just said, I have a problem with him doing his stuff during the season because you're analyzing other games. Man, this is me. I don't want to hear anything about Philadelphia playing Washington. I don't want to hear anything about Buffalo playing the Kansas City Chiefs. You analyzing that game. Leave that to First Take and Undisputed and ESPN. If you're going to talk about a game, talk about your team, which he does, whether and how you won or lost, and put a period on it. That's me. You may not have a problem with it, and I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying what I have a problem. However, this is becoming a problem. Because, see, if you also believe that Malik Hooker just started feeling this way, nah, he just ain't had the platform to say it. He's been thinking about this. He's been thinking about it. He's got more access to Michael Parsons than we do. So he sees things about Michael Parsons that we don't see. He sees him in the locker room. He sees him coming in. He sees him leaving. Huh? I'm just saying it's a problem. It's more than Malik Hooker, more players than Malik that feel the exact same way about Michael Parsons that he stated just in that one quote. The part I didn't like about Malik Hooker is this. Number one, even though it may be true what you're saying, and all of that, there are some things that is reserved for the locker room and the individual that you're talking about, not on a national platform. Terry, I got a super chat here. Whenever y'all get a super chat, y'all know me by now. I'll stop what I'm doing and read their comment. He says, tell the president to stop every team from running at you. You're a liability in the run game. That's been talking about Michael Parsons. That kind of lines up with what Malik said. What Malik said, kind of what Terry just said in the super chat. In other words, you got too much split time. Now, I should he have put that? And Malik has been in the league long enough, even though he let his guard down because it was Keyshawn. But Keyshawn ain't the player no more. Keyshawn is the media guy. Been in it for a minute now. All right. Keyshawn just started the podcast. At the time when I looked, because I didn't even know he had one. And I'm not trying to be insulting. I'm just saying, when I think Keyshawn in media, I think Undisputed. That's the only thing I think about. I didn't know he had a podcast. And then when I finally looked it up, I think he had 60,000 subscribers. I guarantee you he got over 100 now, just because of the controversy was found on his podcast. A lot of people didn't know that. See what I'm saying? So he's learned a little bit in media. I'm talking about Keyshawn, to know how to bait guys in. And what I didn't like about Malik was he fell in the trap. Malik ought to be media savvy enough to know how to avoid some questions or some traps. That's the only problem I got. Not with the content of what he said, because if that's what he feels, that's just what he feels. I'm saying that shouldn't have even been put out there, because here we go. Everybody done talked about it. Everybody done talked about it. It's national news now. And what it does, well, we all know what Michael did. Michael responded, then he deleted it. See what I'm saying? Then here come Malik, then got trying to put the lipstick on a pig and tried to kind of water down what he said. No, it's damage done. Damage done. You ain't got to you need to sit down with Michael and y'all need to hammer it out or whatever the case may be. Okay, that do that, but don't try to take back what you said. Stand on it. Stand on it. That's all I'm saying. Stand on it. There's no sense of trying to water down what I meant to say. No, this is what you said. This is what you said about Michael. It is what it is. You just stand on it. Don't try to water it down, because your watered down statement just let everybody know that you trying to cool everything down. You put it out there, it's out there. You wondering about his priorities. You played with him the whole season. I ain't heard nothing from you. I don't even remember interviews with him. I don't even remember interviews with Malik Hooker. I don't remember reporters going to him. They may have. Quite sure we look back, there have been a few, but nobody don't really go to Malik Hooker for news and all that type of stuff. But he out there now. And these are the questions that Mike McCarthy, Stephen Jones, and Jerry Jones are going to have to answer day one of the press conference. That's why we can't talk about football, because this is the type of stuff that's going to carry all the way up in the training camp. Everybody on vacation, and when they come back and get ready for Oxnard, trust me, the public relations person of the Cowboys will have a list of things that they know they're going to have to go through. They're going to have meetings before they jump up there. This is going to be one of the things. They already know they're going to have to talk about Dak. They're going to have to talk about CD. They're going to have to talk about Michael Parsons as far as contract goes. And they're going to have to talk about Michael Parsons about him being a leader. Because remember, Coach McCarthy talked to Michael Parsons, or at least that's what Michael Parsons said, that they had one-on-ones and about him being more of a leader and all that type of stuff. Well, guess what? Guess what? If this is what's being said about Michael Parsons, all this tells you is, I don't know how do you become a candidate for being a leader on the Cowboys, but just because you're a star player, that don't necessarily mean that you are a leader. Just because you're an all-pro player, that don't mean that you are a leader. It just don't mean that. You see what I'm saying? And I don't know what Coach McCarthy, I know what he's trying to do, but if it's not in you, you can't pull out what's not there. Michael Parsons is a kind of, if you want to say a leader by example, his play does his talking. When he gets in front of a microphone, look out, because he's free-spirited when he talks. Everybody love him. He really don't show too much anger. He's a outgoing type of dude. You gonna get some quotes from him. You gonna get probably what's on his head and all that type of stuff. And as a leader, there's some things in media you just can't do. You know he's a rookie at it because he responded back to Malik Hooker. Then he said, "Oh God, I did that. Let me erase it." See, leaders don't do that. You would have been, it would have took you no time to dial the main number. I guess you could say the same thing about Malik if that's what he felt, but you can't throw the same response out that the person that said. So sometimes somebody got to be bigger. You all that typing he did in his Twitter response, he could just picked up the phone and just dialed and said the same thing that he did on Twitter, instead of letting millions of people see what his response was, which only threw another log on the fire. And now we have Young and the Restless, General Hospital, Bold and the Beautiful, Days of Our Lives type drama. Cowboys this offseason is nothing more than an Emmy award-winning soap opera. This is what it is. And Shane, my brother Shane here, who's been with me for years now, who was also one to say, "Hey, can we talk big time? Can we talk about some positive stuff?" Shane, every time I try to get closer to doing it, here we go again. I can't. Y'all would have thought I would have been irresponsible if I bypassed this and started talking about position balance. You see what I'm saying? Y'all would have said, maybe big time don't know about what Malik said. Maybe don't. No, see, this is why we can't do it. Because how many of you know that a dysfunctional locker room translates to the field? It does. Everybody not gonna be on the same page. All right. Everybody's not gonna be on the same page. When you got this amount of men on a team, virtually saying that everybody's on the same page is not going to happen. You got X amount of personalities in there, X amount of different beliefs, X amount of, cultures and all. It ain't nowhere in the world everybody gonna be on the same page. However, you want your locker room to be as close to the same page as possible. Like I said before, forget about Malik. He said what a bunch of the fan bases said. He said, actually, the truth, real truth be told, it's a whole bunch of teammates that were thinking the same thing or thinks the same thing about Michael Parsons. Now, again, in fairness to Michael, it's the offseason. Okay? He can do whatever he want to do in the offseason. That's why it's called the offseason. There are rules for in-season, and then there are no rules for offseason. Just don't get arrested. Don't, that's the rule for the offseason. Don't get arrested. Stay out of trouble. That's the rule for the offseason. Don't get in front of what we see you on ESPN, being in handcuffs, and look, what Dak Prescott just went through, it also said, watch how long you hug women. Watch how long you stare in their face. Watch how long you hug them. Watch how long you you almost can't even shake hands with a woman. She gonna sue you because you squeezed her too hard. I'm just saying, it's just the truth. You'll find yourself in court over everything. So you just stay out of trouble. That's the off-season rule. In season, we got some rules in place. We got some rules in place. Now, I'm gonna say this, and it's too late now, what I'm getting ready to say, because it's been 3 years now. See, sometimes when your athleticism or your skill set is so good or so great, you are allowed to get away with a few things that other people can't. And what I believe, this may not be you, this is me. Because Michael Parsons is so good, they have let him get away with whatever he wants to do, when probably there would have been something in place for other people. I don't believe Jerry Jones. I don't believe Stephen Jones. And then I don't believe, especially Coach McCarthy, because he ain't built like this. I don't think they love the man having a podcast during the season. But they're not going to say nothing to him because they don't want to tick him off. They don't want to run him away. But in the process of that, it's obvious that you're rubbing some of the other team the wrong way. And this is why you get a quote like this from Malik Hooker. See, it's a lot of other different angles to this thing. I don't have a problem. I had a problem with Malik falling into the trap with Keyshawn setting that bait there, and he fell into it. I had a problem with it. But I got a bigger problem with him trying to put lipstick on a pig after he already done said what he said. Don't try to water it down. If this is the way you feel, it's just the way you feel. You and Michael got to sit down and talk it out. And when the football season starts, ain't nobody gonna bring this up again. We'll be talking about the game then. But because it's the off season and this the Dallas Cowboys, this stuff is gonna run like wildfire. I mean, it's gonna spread like wildfire. It is. And it is. And it just adds another chapter to this off-season drama. Look, I'm glad that I haven't talked about Dak Prescott this week for the first time. But look what I got to replace it with. This is the reason why I ain't talking about Dak. I ain't said nothing about CeeDee Lamb's extension. I ain't said nothing about it this week. This was dominating my show so far for the last 4, 5, 6 weeks. I haven't said anything because we got new material now. Look, we got new material. And this ain't gonna die down. See, now other players got to answer for this. Because the reporter's gonna ask some along the same lines as Keyshawn did, and hope that they don't answer. I'm quite sure PR department probably already done sent emails. Some of these guys, or they had a emergency Zoom call or whatever. And I'm quite sure they've already kind of coached them and saying, look, we're not talking about this. Just say you don't have all what you need to comment on it. Move on, brush it aside. They've already done that. If I was there, that's what I would do. Because we don't need no more fire being spread. This offseason has been horrible, man. We need to, at some point, we all need to get the players, that is, because the fan base ain't gonna never be on the same page. The players need to start going right now. Start trying to get on the same page. It's already gonna be some dividing type things that we're gonna walk in the door of this season with. We need to get on the same page as quickly as possible. I'm quite sure that the PR department have already told these guys, listen, leave it alone. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody told Michael Parsons to erase his response. I wouldn't be surprised. I would love to say Michael Parsons did it on his own. He might have erased it on his own, but I got a question. I believe I wouldn't put it past him. I really do believe that someone may have told Michael Parsons, hey man, you probably need to erase that. I mean, it's already drama. We don't need this extra drama. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody called Michael Parsons and told him, hey man, look, I know you hurt by it. I understand. I know, we're going to talk to Malik and try to get this right. I wouldn't be surprised if they told him to erase that down. I also wouldn't be surprised if somebody told Malik to get that lipstick out and try to dress this pig up. You need to get back on there, Malik. Go on your Instagram or go on your Twitter, whatever one it is. Go on there and say what you meant to say. Just do something else. Just do it. I wouldn't be surprised if this happened. Cause see, is this the wrong type of press that we need on top of that contract, CDs, contract, 1 year coaches, dead, what y'all call them, lame duck coaches, all this type of stuff. See, these questions that are going to be asked immediately. Mike McCarthy is going to have to be asked, how comfortable are you, sir, with being having, you playing on your last year of your contract with no extension? It's nothing with football. You're going to have to ask that. Jerry going to have to ask about Dak if he ain't signed by then. You know what I'm saying? Why haven't you signed CD? See, all this is what's going to dominate that press conference. But see, this type of stuff right here, some reporters going to say, are your guys on the same page? What is the locker room like right now? And then I had to listen to Mike McCarthy give a smart answer. Well, we ain't met with the guys yet, so we can't say that, which would be a lie, but that's a smooth way of getting out of it. But that's a legitimate question. Like, what is this team glued together? Because, ladies and gentlemen, teams that are not on the same page or close to it, those teams don't win. And I ain't necessarily talking about the Super Bowl. I'm talking about having good seasons, period. I'll give you a prime example. The Philadelphia jumped out there last year, didn't they? They started off with bang, and then all of a sudden, all the complaints, A.J. Brown crying, Jalen Hurts crying a little bit. And what they do, they lost about 6-7 in a row, right? See, That's what kind of damage happens when a team is inner fighting. A.J. Brown panicking because he can't get the ball, pouting all on the sideline, making it visible while all the cameras catch up with him. Soon as they get back to the back, everybody got to know why, AJ, why you crying, why you pouting. They got Jalen Hurts got to try to be the leader and try to say something that's going to try to keep everything kind of glued together. And then the coach got to answer for the same thing. Then the defense got to answer about the A.J. Brown. See what I'm saying? And they lost, 6? That's the only reason why we won the division. It wasn't because we got hot. It's just Philadelphia lost everything. This is what inner fighting can do. And we are already there. We are already there. So it makes me wonder, has Michael Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence talked? Let's go back to that. See, that's where it all started. Well, Michael Parsons, he gave his truth. We ain't tired. You can only speak for you. I ain't tired. We just saying something that's contradictory to a leader on his football team. Michael Parsons, C.D. Lamb on his podcast saying, we got to be leaders. We got to take over, become leaders. That's what they said on his podcast show, both of them. Let me ask you this. I mean, come on now. Who told you? You got to be voted in to be a leader, a captain on this team. How you know you're going to get all the votes? You ain't done nothing before. So how in the world you going to become a vocal leader? You ain't showed that. C.D. Lamb ain't showed that. Shane, I see your question. Shane said, big time, let me ask you this. Is this for Zimmer to handle, or should Dak step in if he's the leader of the team? That's a great question. I'll answer it this way. First of all, Shane, you got to get on the same page. Let me show you what I'm talking about. What Michael Parsons say? See, he needs to become more media savvy too. Michael Parsons is in the middle of both of the things I'm about to say. Michael Parsons comes out and says, I haven't talked to Mike Zimmer but once, and we haven't talked, we haven't had any communication and all that type of stuff. That's what Michael Parsons said. Mike Zimmer ain't kissing up to Michael Parsons. So he ain't doing all that. So what does Michael Parsons do? He comes back a couple weeks later and says, well, me and Coach McCarthy have had lunch and we've had intimate, one-on-one conversations. And he's talked about me becoming more of a leader on this team. Wait a minute. Your defensive coordinator ain't talked to you at all, supposedly. But your head coach, y'all bosom buddies. That sounds like somebody going behind somebody's back to me. So we're not on the same page. The head coach sets the standard. If you want to say that, then Mike Zimmer should follow, I guess, Coach McCarthy. But they're on two different pages in communication. So that's the first thing. Now, since they ain't got it right, you said, should Dak step in? Well, I guess then what you're saying is Dak's team. Okay. If you're saying Dak should step in, here's my question. Is it really Dak's team? Are they really following him? And the only reason why I say that is this, Shane. C.D. Lamb's mother came out and said Dak ain't it. I wonder how many of the guys who done played with him, they ain't gonna never say it, but I wonder how many of them really feel it. It's the Jones family, primarily, that said he's the leader, as any quarterback would be. You know what I'm saying? As any quarterback is. So saying Dak is the leader of the team, most quarterbacks are the leader of the team. So they ain't saying nothing revolutionary. But how many of the teammates feel the same way as CD's mom did? What do DeMarcus Lawrence really feel about Dak Prescott? Maybe we'll never know because he ain't gonna never say it, but he done played with him for all these years. I mean, really. So I'm saying that to say if Dak was a step in, okay, does he really have? And this is just speculation on my part. Does he really have that type of respect in the locker room? Offensively, I believe he does. But the defense of ours, you see what I'm saying? I understand. I understand in the heat of the battle. But do y'all remember last year's training camp? See, I'm a little different. I understand the art of trash talk. I used to be a trash talk when I played. I understand that. But do y'all remember what Trayvon Diggs called Dak Prescott in practice when Dak started talking trash to him? Do y'all remember that? I ain't gonna say it here because if y'all take your mind back, what did he call Dak Prescott? Almost started a riot right then and there. Huh? So my question is, was that just trash talk? Or was that slightly real? I'm saying I believe that the offense has that type of response for Dak. It's just me. I may be 1,000% wrong. I'm just saying. And I understand the art of trash talk, but I'm just saying. I believe the offense respect. I believe the offense respects Dak to the T. I believe the defense follows Dak, but I believe it may be, is it just slightly unbalanced there? Because offense, defense. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing stuff out there. Now, I may be wrong for doing that, but I'm just trying to support my answer with Shane there. They're not on the same page. But I will say this, and I've said this since I've started doing this 3 years ago, going on 4 years now. This is what I've said. And because at the time we had this, what I'm getting ready to say, and the story hadn't changed. We are at a point now where the talent of this team is going to have to override the front office decisions, coaching, bad coaching, however way you want to put it, bad personnel, bad front office. The talent of this team is going to have to override Jerry's mouth, Stevens' cheapness. They are going to, that the talent level is going to have to come and just say, hey, we're going to put up our usual double-digit wins regardless. That is true, ain't Cowboy fan. I just threw it out there. You're absolutely right. That's the other angle, and that's true. It's highly competitive. People talk trash. People cuss each other out and play, even though they're teammates. Shoot, I did that. I did that. And lined up with my team, cheered them on like I was the biggest cheerleader when it was game time. So I was just throwing that out. But we really are at a position now because the front office is on a different page than the coaches. And the coaches and the players, the front office is on a different page than the players. And the players are going to have to override all this drama, all of this lack of whatever that may be, and try to get it done. Or the organization is not on the same page. It's the truth. It's the truth. We're not on the same page. Usually teams that win or have real good is usually an in sync type of flow. It's usually an in sync type of flow. Everybody on their own island right now. Jerry and Steven got they marching to a different beat. A total different beat than Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy ain't nowhere in the world. Mike McCarthy is happy with all these lack of personnel decisions, contract extensions. Ain't nowhere in the world he happy with that. He don't even have an extension. He can't be happy. He can't be happy because he knows how players are when they don't have extensions themselves. He can't be happy. He can't be. He ain't gonna never say it, but y'all, come on now. He can't be happy with his entire coaching staff on 1-year deals. Everybody is a lame duck coach. He can't be happy. He ain't gonna get out there and say, I'm not happy. Well, I don't know. We just had something just a couple of days ago say he fed up with Jerry undermining him. See what I'm saying? See? This is dysfunction 101. It really is. It really is. And the talent level of this football team is going to have to find a way to override all of this drama that I just talked about. That's where we are right now. Now, let me get to positive stuff. Can this be rectified? Can it be resolved? Can it be fixed? Yes. Yes. It can be fixed. Because there are plenty of guys on this team that want their quarterback paid. That would help. There's guys on this team that knows that CeeDee Lamb is supposed to be paid. That would help. And yes, there are some guys on this team that wouldn't mind their coach to get an extension. That would help. That would heal a lot of wounds. Yes, it would. It would. There are some guys on this team that considers their teammates brothers. I don't want their brother to be taken care of. Not just dangling in the wind and wondering, what the future holds. That's not what some of these guys want for their brother. Huh? I'm just saying. It's something got to be done. I'm serious. Because that's the only thing really that I see is going to heal some of this stuff. Let's switch it up. Let's start making First Take and Stephen A. and Shannon and Undisputed and all these other, Joy Taylor and LaShawn McCoy. Let's make them mad. Because right now they happy. They're happy with the dysfunction. Let's make them mad. Let's go and change the narrative. Why? Let's make them say, why in the world would you pay Dak Prescott? Why? That's what I want to hear. Why in the world would you give CeeDee Lamb $35 million a year or whatever? That's what I want to hear. Instead of when they get to training camp, everyone gonna be saying, "Is CeeDee Lamb here? Is he holding out? Or why haven't Dak Prescott gotten paid yet? Are you planning on paying him? See, have that ready when you get to California and Oxnard. Have that already ready. That's the only thing that's gonna heal this stuff. It is. Other than that, more drama. More and more drama. I'm almost at the point now. I'm anticipating the worst. I am, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm anticipating what is next? Because I'm not anticipating nothing positive. I got a pretty good idea of how. I got a pretty good idea of what they feel about that. I got an idea of what they feel about CD. But I also know they don't want to pay no wide receiver $35 million a year. I know that. I know how cheap Steven is. I know how Jared's kind of turned over the franchise to Steven. I mean, I anticipate the Jones doing it their way. And this is the new way of doing it. I know. I told y'all the other day, I said, well, you know, the Cowboys about to dip into the UFL, and I be dang. 4-5, just about a couple last week. They brought in 4-5 guys. But, I'm not really not worried about that because I know that everybody has to fill out. They ain't the only team. You know what I'm saying? We just don't cover them. But everybody dipping into it because they got to have 90 players for the preseason. Everybody got to have it. So where you going to get the players from? The UFL is a good place to go get players that are pretty much already in shape. They're ready to go. And they can fill out, the preseason roster for now until the fourth week of preseason when we do the cut for the 53-man roster. So, it's not a surprise there. Of course they're going to the UFL. If you ain't going there, where you going to go? The Canadian Football League? Yeah. See what I'm saying? But that's the way that you're going to heal all wounds. That's the only way. Yeah. That's the only way that it's going to be healed. You got to take care of some of the players that you don't want to take care of. If not, it's going to be a very, very interesting year. It really is. It's going to be interesting anyway. But it's really going to be a very interesting year because the morale of the locker room will not be good. The way that things are going now, the way that Jared got this and Steven got this thing set up with paying guys and not paying guys, this ain't the way you want to have everybody in your locker room. I'm just tell you that right now. You got 39 players on 1-year deals. 39. You gonna sit here and tell me everybody gonna be, let's go all in, let's go. Yeah. No. They already know they one injury away from possibly not getting another contract. At least from the Cowboys. They one injury away from the projected money they were gonna get. You get a torn ACL, your money going down. That ain't a good way. See what I'm saying? It is what it is. All right. I done talked long enough. Got time for just a couple. So I'm going to do that. Got a super chat. That is from Terry. He says, we got to get can barely. Look at that. You say, Terry, we got to get tougher. Try the prisons. Oh my God. God dang, Terry. Terry said we got to get tougher. Try the prisons. Oh, I love it. All right. All right. Very, very quickly, you're going to see it going across that ticker there. You're going to see that ticker that's going to give you the phone number where you can call in. You can call in now. I done talked long enough. I'll let y'all talk. Not long at all. Oh, Eastside, well, you know he's going to call in. Trust me. Trust me. He'll get shut off real quick. Again, 901-654-6853. Just in case you forgot that, it'll be right there on the bottom of the screen of the ticker. It'll be right there. 901-654-6853. Call in real quick. Now, for people that I don't know, because I see some people I don't even know, and then, of course, they're not Cowboy fans. If you decide to call in, please understand, you don't have no power. I got the power. So I will shut you off real quick if you're talking too crazy. I don't mind you being a fan of disliking Cowboys. But this is a Cowboy show. We ain't here to talk about no other teams, all that type of stuff. Somebody just called me, and I'm about to call you back. Whoever that was, don't call me right back. I'm about to call you. And here we go. Hey, Texas Twister. Whoever that was that calling you back. And since I'm see that.
Yes, sir.
All right, big time show. Who is this?
Oh, this the one and only East Side.
Oh my God.
How you doing, sir?
Doing the best we can, East Side. Whoever that is calling from Florida, I'm gonna call you back in just a second. Trust me, this ain't gonna be long. East Side, let me hear what you got to say. Since you like to call in, think you're a superstar, which you're not. But
sir.
I'll let you dance on the dance floor. You better dance real good though.
Man, just called to give my opinion. I mean, just been keeping up with the latest cowgirl news, and I saw your boy.
Thank you for calling, Eastside.
Malik Hooker, man.
Thank you for calling, Eastside.
You threw the boy under the bus, man.
I already talked about that, Eastside. First of all, appreciate your phone call.
Hey, man.
But your calls are.
Why you do your brother like that, sir?
First of all,
other people call the colonizers call.
Stop right there. Hold on. What did you say? What did you say it is now? You keep up with what news?
Why you do your brother like that, sir?
No. What did you say it was now? You keep up with what news?
Them colonizers.
No.
Them colonizers call you.
No. When you called in and said, I'm here to keep up with what news? What was the team name?
Oh, man.
What was the team name?
Cowgirl.
Oh, right there. We appreciate your
Cowgirl.
phone. We appreciate your phone call. We'll call you next time, he said. Thank you for calling. Thank you so much. See what I told y'all? He don't get it. See? He don't get it. I don't know who the cowgirls are. So I don't know. I don't know who the cowgirls are. So it is what it is. Let me call Kelvin Hicks. It was you. Don't worry about it. I told you I ain't gonna be long. He don't get too much time, because he don't know how to act. See? All right, I got Kelvin Hicks who's about to answer the call in just a second. I hope.
Hello.
Mr. Hicks, how you doing, sir?
Good, sir.
What's going on, man?
No, that's okay. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing the best I can. What you got to say?
Well, as far as this Malik Hooker and Michael Parsons thing goes, as far as that goes, that's water under the bridge for them boys anyway. They grown men.
Okay.
They grown men. They ain't just nothing for me to be worried about. As far as that goes, he's not a $60 million quarterback. I'll say that, and I'm the biggest Dak lover there is. And I love the Cowboys, like, since 86. But, and even Dak knows he's not $60 million. He's not asking for $60 million. We don't know what he's asking for, but we know he's not asking for $60 million. Okay. But, at the same time, he's not going to say, oh, yeah, you can keep me for 5 years. That's what the Cowboys are looking for. If y'all look at the Cowboys past the way they do contracts, they don't mind paying you the money. It's the years that they look at. The years.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they've been able to get Tyron. That's why they kept Tyron Smith for so long. He has set it the years. He has set it, selling everything out to them. Almost every single true blue Cowboy has had a contract for either 6 or more years, and they signed it every single time. If you look at Trayvon Diggs' contract, it's like 4 or 5 years. Mm-hmm. He's playing his whole time as a Cowboy. After his time is up, he's going to retire.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I just wish everybody would actually notice these things, and because this is a pattern that they have done for 30 odd years. Mm-hmm. It's always been like that. Yeah. Even before the whole salary cap thing, it was. We didn't mind paying you the money, but as long as you played out for us and you didn't play for the other teams afterwards, you were completely fine. The only person that got away, there's only been really 2 Cowboys really that's gotten away with that. And that's one is Deion Sanders because he wasn't originally a Cowboy. And the other one was Des Bryant because he wanted to prove that he could still play. And that was the only reason.
Well, I like the way you're talking, man. You're talking. I like it.
Now, as far as Esai Harold,
ain't worth talking about.
Esai. Oh, well, I'm just gonna say it real quick. Screw you, Esai Harold. You're so ugly as hell. But next, anyway, back on subject.
Wow.
But as far as, and like I said, like that's all here and there with it comes down to the contract. There is no drama in that as far as the team goes. This is all they draw out, see what they can keep going until training camp. Because like as you said, when training camp actually starts and CeeDee Lamb is not there, because I guarantee you he won't be until that contract signed, you're gonna have questions.
Yeah.
Dak is going to be there because as a leader and as leadership, if you learn stuff in leadership classes and if you take them yourself, you are to be there no matter how good it is or how bad it is. You are to be there, period, because you are that example. You are that number one example. And he is the leader of that team, period. And nobody's going to question that. They're over here questioning Micah's leadership, but there's no need for that because Micah is not the leader right now.
True.
He's not.
True.
It's still on DeMarcus Lawrence. That's why he was at camp. Nobody had no questions because DeMarcus Lawrence is at camp.
Yes, sir.
He is the leader. And if you wanted the vocal leader, that's Trayvon Diggs. Why do you think Trayvon Diggs is at camp? It's not just because he got paid, because he is a leader. Micah is still trying to get his own things settled up so he can build on from there. That's why he has the whole thing with the podcast and the whole thing with this whole thing going. He's trying to build up a name for himself so that he can be a standing pillar. Now, if you're going to question his leadership skills and all that, a lot of y'all can't even question that anyway because a lot of people have not took actual leadership classes or have actual true blue leadership skills to question him. You don't know what this man does off time or on time because all you're doing is picking and prodding. And if you're going to pick and prod at one set player, you need to pick and prod at all set players. That goes from Sam Williams, Brock Hoffman, all of them. Why aren't we questioning why aren't people still questioning why Chuma Adoga is still there? Why aren't people questioning why Brock Hoffman has a podcast? Why aren't people questioning why Wanye Thomas is speaking so freely as he is speaking? No, don't get me wrong. I love these players. I really do. But again, if you're going to hold that standard to one, you hold that standard to all.
To everybody. Yeah.
And hence why Dak, if you hear Dak speak about these things, he says it in a very candid way. He says, well, they're still young, and they are trying to build themselves up. I have no problems with it. And that's coming from the leader. If the leader is saying that, everybody should shut up and get in line.
That's right. I love it. Kevin, I need to pass you the mic, man. Because you talking real good stuff, man. I appreciate your comments. Thank you so much.
Now, I appreciate your time, big time. I hope you have a great one now.
You too, man.
Stay up.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, man.
All right.
Bye.
All right. I'm going to make a phone call here. I know y'all going to call. My brother called in. I'm about to call him now.
Hello. Please state your name after the tone, and Google Voice will try to connect you.
Big time, big time, big time. Angry Cowboy fan, I'm calling you back. Watch. See if my brother will answer the phone here. He called in at the same time. My guy called in, Angry Cowboy fan, that's me calling you.
You.
What's up, man?
What's going on, big time? What's going on with you?
We're doing the best we can. What's going on?
Man, I hear that, man. No, I'm just watching your video. I'm watching you live and everything. I was gonna go make my video, but I'm like, it just keeps catching me. It's just captivating.
Yeah,
but
that's what we're here for.
Oh yeah,
captivation.
Oh yeah. yeah, man. I wish I had known, man, because this show was fire, man. I just want to tell you that this show was fire.
Thank you.
But I just wanted to talk about that whole Trayvon Diggs thing about about the trash talking and practice.
Oh yeah.
Like being a part of a team and everything. That trash talk happens like
daily.
Offense versus defense all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it just seems like the media, they get one clip of something, and they run rampant with it. Like, oh, they don't respect that. You kind of seen it in the Malik Hooker interview when they were talking about if Dak should get paid and stuff like that. Like, you seen it in his demeanor that he supports his quarterback, that the quarterback is the leader.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, like, I was actually speaking of like taking clips and everything. People took clips of the Malik Hooker situation, and people took clips of that. You remember that clip, that Dave Hellman clip where he says, I think the Cowboys, I think Dak Prescott should move on from the Cowboys.
Yeah. That was just recent,
man.
Too.
Yeah, people took that and ran with it, man. So I'm like, I'm sitting here like, I'm actually doing a video on that right now because I didn't give it its proper due back when it happened.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I sit and look at it, it's like, dang.
Yeah.
I think a majority of Cowboys Nation actually had that thought.
Yeah.
Like, they would like to see Dak Prescott move on and see if it's the organization or him.
Yeah. As far as the fan base goes, it ain't nothing new because I'm not trying to insult them by saying they don't do research for themselves. A lot of them get their information from First Takes and the Undisputed, since they were the ones that were dominated the TV networks and all that type of stuff, and that's really their source of their information at the time. So it's no surprise, and that's all some of the fan base need to hear, somebody that agrees with their narrative. So when they hear David Hellman say he ought to just walk, oh shoot, that's what they've been saying all the time. Of course, they're gonna latch on to that and say, see, even the people that's inside the building are saying the same thing. See, you know what I'm saying? See, and he should leave and all that type of stuff. So it's no surprise. And when it comes to Cowboy talk, as we all know, anything that fits the narrative of the one that's blowing the horn or the trumpet right now, that's what you're going to do. And the same thing could be said even with the people that's trying to speak positive about the team. We'll say something that agrees with our stuff at the same time and roll with that. But when it comes to content creators, however, a lot of us are getting our own opinion from our own research. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. And whether it's, it supports the team's efforts or it kind of comes against it, it came from us. It didn't come from another opinion. It came from us.
Right.
And that's the difference between us and the four-letter network, the medias, and all that type of stuff.
And real quick, and I'll let you go, just to piggyback off what your last caller was talking about. As far as Dak Prescott's contract, Dak nor his camp nor the Dallas Cowboys have ever came out with that $60 million number.
Mm-hmm.
That has never been said by those camps. That has been perpetuated by the 4- and 3-letter network, and people have latched onto it.
Yeah.
Like, I have a tweet from Clarence Hill Jr. He's a Dallas Cowboy reporter. He's there every week, doing his thing. He did. Dak Prescott's not asking for $60 million from the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I would want to see Dak, not move on, but I would want to see Dak get a 5-year contract, because a 5-year contract brings him into year 14.
Mm-hmm.
And year 14, you're looking to retire, unless you're a Tom Brady or an Aaron Rodgers. You're looking to retire at that year. So give him 5 more years. Draft your quarterback. Draft his replacement in year 3. That gives him 2 years behind Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott retires in that 5th, after that 5th year. That gives you 2 to 3 more years with your rookie scale quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
He's developed behind a pretty darn good quarterback, and knows the system and send him on. Like, that's my take. Pastor, I hope you have a great day.
Appreciate you, bro.
I'm just going to, I'm going to kick back and continue to watch the show.
Appreciate you. I'm about to make a phone call because he called in while you in, and we're going to see how it works. Appreciate you, man.
All right. Have a good one.
All right. Let me say this to what Angry Cowboy fan just said. Do y'all know that if y'all let Dak play it out, as y'all like to say, do y'all know that Dak Prescott will be the highest paid quarterback in the league this year? Highest paid quarterback in the league is Joe and Trevor Lawrence at $55 million a year. That's exactly how much he's going to get paid this year. 55. So even if he was to get signed, it ain't going to be 55 a year. That's what he's getting paid now. Hello. So although he ain't asked for 60, here's the part that y'all don't like. The market may be calling for 60. Thanks to Trevor Lawrence. Thanks to Jared Goff. Your boy.
Hello.
Hey, Coach Mar. Let me finish this up before
What's going on, Big Show?
What's up? Let me finish this up when I say this. The market ain't, he may have not asked for $60 million, but the market is slowly but surely creeping up that's where we're going to start. Trevor Lawrence messing it up for y'all. He getting paid 55 this year. So he's technically speaking, Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence are the highest paid quarterbacks in the league this year. So that's the minimum. But he ain't going to go to the negotiating table saying, let me have 55. Now he already getting that. Trevor Lawrence is at 55. He got to get more than Trevor Lawrence. He's better than Trevor Lawrence. That's all I got to say about that. Go ahead. On the phone, y'all, Coach Marv here called in. Appreciate you, Coach, for calling in. What's going on?
Yeah. So let me straighten out something about the Dak Prescott thing. And I don't want to go against you on this, but he's not getting $55 million. His cap hit
It's cap hit $55. I'm sorry, cap hit. That's right.
All thing he's gonna get is $35 million, which that's the last part of his guaranteed money
on the contract. Yeah.
And this is the highest cap hit of the contract, which in every contract, when it gets to the end, your cap hit is always high in any contract you have. It started out low, and his contract in Dak Prescott's contract in the 4 years prior to this, he has been one of the middle range of quarterback cap hits every year. So he did it. Not only did he sign a contract the first time that was this, he was this second, it made him second, $5 million under Patrick Mahomes at that particular time when you talk about APR. I mean, average per year. Which average per year really, just think about this. And I'm pulling y'all this here because you got to think about why the NFL promotes average per year. They promote average per year because all their contracts are not guaranteed. So they love to talk about what the average per year is of a contract, knowing that a player is not going to get all the money. If it's $130 million, $140 million contract, they're knowing that most times the quarterback or the player is not going to get all of the $130, $160 million. They're going to get what's guaranteed, and they may renegotiate and sign another extension, and then they're going to get what's guaranteed for that, but they'll never get what the whole dollar figure of the contract is. Mm-hmm. So the average per year is not what goes into their pocket. No. They like to promote that because the Major League and the NBA, when they say 7 years for $230 million,
that's what
they mean 7 years and you're going to get $230 million. There is no doubt about it. Ain't no question about it. They're fully guaranteed contracts. The NFL, only person that got a fully guaranteed contract is Deshaun Watson. So even though he doesn't have the average per year, he's still the top paid guy because he's getting all of his money.
Every dime.
Everybody else is not guaranteed all their money. He's guaranteed every penny of his money. Yeah. So that's how that goes, and they try to push this average per year. But anyway, he only getting $35 million this year. Mm-hmm. And like I told you last time, you need to sign him because next year his cap hit will be the second most, or probably the second most in the NFL, and he won't get no money from the Cowboys. But he'll have the second biggest cap hit for your team, and he's not even playing here.
There you go.
That's
which is what you definitely don't want. You definitely don't want.
He'll be the highest cap hit quarterback. He won't get not one penny for the Cowboys because there's not no guaranteed money left. But he'll be playing for someone else, probably making $50 million a year or $40-something million when he get all the signing bonus or whatever. And he'll be making that money there and costing us $46 million against the cap.
Crazy.
And he'll be laughing at us.
Crazy.
Have us scrambling, and he's still playing, making his money, and having a good time. Yeah. So that's why you can't do that. That's why the crazy is that.
Crazy.
But anyway, I heard the interview, and I want to say this, Big Show. I may have said this before, and you know this, and just think about it like anytime that we're listening to a person talk, or we hear a person talk, and we're listening to any interview for any player or any type of thing, and we get a whiff of them being maybe cocky, maybe a little arrogant, maybe being too overconfident, maybe let's say somewhat selfish, but we don't know. We get a whiff of it. If we got a whiff of it from the distance that we are from the Cowboys as just YouTubers or people just listening to media bites, then the people inside that locker room and that organization, it's blasting like the loudest speaker in the world to them. They hear it, they got the whiff. It's smelling like crazy with them because they're right up on it. We just getting a whiff maybe from a distance. And if we get some of a whiff like that, we're like, oh, well, that may be, maybe not. Well, inside the locker room is more. And what we're finding out is not that people are jealous of Micah. They're just looking for him to mature and be a true leader. Just as all these things is being said, is saying that you are a great person. You are a great athlete. You got the potential to be great. You got potential to lead this team. But you have to grow up and see that role, and that role has to be team first, not Micah first. This is all that they're saying. And if you can't listen to that, and you get upset with that, you're taking it in the wrong manner. I don't believe that Jesse Holley, Malik Hooker, no one has had a vendetta about they don't like Parsons or think he's not a great athlete. They just want to challenge him to be more of mature and get to where he needs to go. In that interview I gave it to Law, and Law said something about it with Nate New. One of his things he said in there, he said Micah just has to grow up and get maturity. Not saying he said he's an immature player. He has to grow into himself to realize the vast amount of talent he has to be a complete football player and to focus on football first, and everything else that he wants will fall into his hands. He won't have to worry about going out and getting it. And that's what I try to tell these, we need this Cowboy Nation need to understand. Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Parsons, all these guys are going through this problem and saying, well, I don't need a contract, or I don't know if I'm going to get paid by Dallas or this and that. But if you focus and handle business like you should have in the last 2 years, none of it will be talked about. So win first, and everything else you want will fall into your hands. Make the main thing the main thing, because there is there's not going to be no gratification of a contract or players and all that stuff. You're going to be able to get your money, but earn it while you have a chance, and don't have them have no doubt that as a team that you can do something, and all the other stuff will come through. But if you try to put the cart before the horse, you're always going to come up short.
Awesome.
Just want to tell you that, man. Big Show, I appreciate what you do, man. I appreciate your hard work and coming out, man, and getting and putting show after show after show. But I just want to make sure that our Cowboy Nation says, let's stop defending Micah. Let's challenge him. And we can't be worried about if we say something, it's going to bruise his ego and he want to leave. Let him be challenged to be the best he wants to be. We don't want to say we push him, and we did push him as hard as we can, because what we accept from him now, once he get the payday, we can't change it. D.
Yep. It's a done deal then,
can't
buddy.
Change.
Appreciate you,
so
man.
You accept it now.
Yeah.
You got to live with it later on.
Yeah.
And now we're saying this guy could be a great all-around football player, and that is about leadership role. And when you have guys on the team that is quiet nature, and they don't question you as a player, but they just question the way you're going about leading others.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that is about how you're leading others. What example you are showing to the others of the guy that's not how it's going to set a tone for all of us. We understand you got a chance to make money. That's fine. But you got a responsibility to set a tone so we can get to the best place that we need to be as a team. And we do that, you're already going to shine, because the spotlight's going to be on you. We win, you can get 12 sacks and they'll say you MVP.
Yep. You'll be the man.
That's it.
It'll be just...
Thank you, Show.
All right, appreciate you, man. All right, bye-bye. All right, what you just heard is a different evaluation. That's why I was talking earlier about the different responses from the content creators about this situation, which nobody is wrong. Nobody. My whole standpoint was from stand on what you said. And I was talking about Malik Hooker. Don't try to dress it up with a lipstick for a pig after you done said what you said. Coach Marv, what you just heard was his standpoint or his interpretation or his take on it is that in a way Malik is challenging him to come higher and be a leader. I'm not arguing that at all. That's what he's saying. If you read it and take it from what Coach Marv just said, it fits. Like, we're trying to win the Super Bowl. That's what the quote was talking about. That's what the quote is saying up there. That, which one is what's the priority? Is it your podcast or is it trying to win the Super Bowl? That's what Coach Marv just said fits. Trying to be a leader. I'm quite sure that if the angry Cowboy fan take his stab at this, he's probably going to come up with another interpretation, which will probably be absolutely on point, but it won't be what Coach Marv just said. It won't be what I just said. It'll be based off of that quote. It's kind of like, man, look, and then y'all know I'm a preacher, so it's kind of like, the Bible was written in, 16:15, which means Psalms 23:1 for those that read the Bible. It haven't changed. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. I can put 10 preachers stand side by side and say, give me the interpretation of this scripture. Guess what's going to happen? You're probably going to get at least minimum 8 different, not interpretations, but 8 ways of presenting the interpretation that they got. And everybody will be different. All of them, and it will all be right. See what I'm saying? So that's why we have the content creators. That's why we're here. And we ain't paid by nobody. And we can say whatever we say because we are the executive producer and owner of our channels. Contrary to what y'all believe, we pay for this stuff. We pay for it. We pay for it. We pay for it by equipment. Y'all know how much this microphone I got right here cost me? Oh my God. I wish I could put a camera on all this equipment I got around me. Y'all just can't see it. I got 3 lights right here above me. Lighting, that counts. I got a interface here right in front of me, a Rodecaster Pro 2 that I use. We pay for this. I got a smoke machine right here that y'all see. Like I'm Ric Flair or somebody, like I'm an Undertaker. Just stuff. I can't tell you how many times I done got on this computer that I'm looking at y'all. It's a laptop that I'm on to do the research. I don't copy from what other people say because I don't think like they do. I don't think like Angry Cowboy fan. I don't think like Coach Marv. And guess what? They don't think like me. But we all meet at the same place. It's just a different interpretation. See? You see what I'm saying? So I said all that to say is listen to your Rodecaster, right, Angry Cowboy, do the same thing. I just got the 2 just got a couple more new features than the 1. So you good. you got a good one, matter of fact. Listen to all of what they're saying about this, and some of it may not fit your narrative. It may not match your interpretation. But it's good to hear different ones because what Coach Marv just said is something that I thought about, but of course, thank God for his details. That just made me think of it more because he may be calling him to be a leader. To me, he just went about it in the wrong way. See what I'm saying? And it's really, I'm coming from the standpoint of he's a real pro, Malik Hooker, and he shouldn't have fell into the trap from Keyshawn, because you can tell he really didn't want to really answer it, but he's a former player. There's supposedly a fraternity among former players and current players. They all played the NFL. So, you get this tendency to let your hair down a little bit. See what I'm saying? And because he let his hair down, here we are. Everybody talking about it. Everybody. With all these different interpretations of what was said and what Michael said. Michael said something, then deleted it. And all that. I'm saying all of this come from this one interview, and you get all these different interpretations. And this is why, to go what I said at the beginning for those that weren't here, I want to talk about position battles so bad. I do. But I can't, because all this mess still going on. I got my phone on so many notifications with so many other writers and and Twitter guys and guys that work at the Star. I got my live notifications on, and my phone just nonstop just go beep beep beep, and I had to look and see what's going on. Because in your anticipation, I'm and everybody else may be anticipating something else. I'm anticipating more foolishness. I am. We ain't got, just imagine, y'all. I keep trying to tell y'all, we ain't even got the training camp yet. We have, man, look, every Cowboy fan, y'all want to see some foolishness? You wait till the first day, the first opening press conference of training camp, when Jerry, Steven, Coach McCarthy, and Will McClay be sitting up there and have to answer questions. Can you imagine the questions that are going to be asked to them four guys? Well, really not Will, but to Jerry, Steven, and Coach McCarthy. Can you imagine the press conference on that day if this stuff stayed like it is right now? Oh my God! I would have to do a show like a sermon series. I had to have a part 3 and 4 and 5, because I already know what's going to go on. Jerry gonna be on full defense. Jerry gonna be arrogant. Like, I write the checks. They should have a little fire. They shouldn't have to get. They should feel the pressure of doing or performing at a high angle, at a high level. All that arrogant stuff. Then I got to hear Steven talk about, the quarterback. In order to sign people, we need the quarterback to work with us, and we'll be able to, he can't take the biggest part of the pie. All that type mess. Then I got to hear the excuse of why CeeDee Lamb ain't paid. Why he ain't got his extension. When we all know that Stephen Jones don't want to pay no wide receiver no $30+ million for the wide receiver position. And they gonna ask, why not? This is what the market says it is. This is what the market is. He is an all-pro wide receiver 2 times over. He's considered one of the best 2 to 3 best wide receivers in the game. Can you imagine Stephen Jones answering these type questions? Oh man, it's gonna be a show. Coach McCarthy, sir, you saying all the right stuff, but are you really comfortable coaching on a 1-year deal? Now Mike McCarthy got to give this professional answer, because his boss sitting right beside him. He can't say he fed up with Jerry right there. Matter of fact, he gonna lie. Even if he did say it, he gonna lie up there and say, there was a report that said you were fed up with Jerry Jones. Is that true? Well, you can't run with everything that you hear and read. Stop it. I told y'all the other day, and I believe it to be true. I have no way of verifying it. I believe it to be true. I believe Mike McCarthy, once the camera and the lights go off, I believe he gets in his car and just start cussing. I believe he go home and just start cussing because there's just nowhere in the world he could be satisfied with the way the franchise is going right now. He can't be. Forget him. He know how players are. If they on 1-year deals, he knows how they are. He's seen it. He knows how this game goes. He know the morale ain't all there. He knows this. He can't be happy. He ain't gonna never let us know because he's professional enough to keep himself going in the right direction with the media and keep his boss. But boy, when he get home, oh my God. I wish somebody would interview his wife where his wife could tell the truth and let her tell us how upset he really is, how angry he must be. You get the real story then. You don't get it from him. I'm just saying, y'all, we ain't got the training camp yet. Something got to change. Cause this, to me, I ain't seen an offseason like this in a very long time. I haven't. And the story just keeps going and going and going and going. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm done. Appreciate everybody that called in. Thank y'all for doing that. I'll be with you guys on Monday night, I think. Whether I'm with West Coast and the crew or I'm by myself, it will be Monday. If I'm by myself, it will be at 7 o'clock Central Time on Monday night. If I'm with the crew, it'll probably be 7:30 Central Time. Either way, I'm coming. It'll be a couple days from now on Monday night. I'll be with you guys and we'll continue. God only knows what. With the Dallas Cowboys. One thing about it, they are the gift that keeps on giving. I'm quite sure everybody will agree with that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm done. Thank y'all for hanging with me. We're going to make our way out of here. We'll see you on Monday night. I ain't going to even say the time. Just turn the live notifications on. I'll be with you on Monday night. Either 7 or 7:30 is one or the other. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the one and the only, the Big Time Show.